Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again with another NBA video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the New York Knicks and why I think you shouldn't count them out for the playoffs this year, and why I believe personally, as a non-New York Knicks fan, that they will be back in the playoffs next year. Without further ado, let's get started. Last season, as you guys know, the Knicks had a 41-31 record, which was good enough for the fifth seed in the Eastern Conference. They did, however, go on to lose in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. But it was an impressive year for the Knicks, making a return to the playoffs for the first time back in the Melo days, and I believe for the first time since 2012. They were led by Julius Randle, who was having a career year at 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Now, he did play in 38 minutes a night, which could be a part of the reason for his larger numbers than usual. Then you have RJ Barrett playing 35 minutes a night with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you had guys like Derrick Rose and Alex Burks averaging points in the teens, and then Emmanuel Quickly was another fresh breath of air to the team as well, as he was picked up in the draft and that was his rookie year. Now, just a quick break, guys. I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week, so I'd heavily appreciate it if you subscribed. Also like and comment as well. That'll help me out. And just be honest with my subscribers. Thank you guys for sticking around. And yeah, let's keep going with the video. So the Knicks had a very good season last year, and it was kind of a coming of age, as they've been a losing team for most of the last half a decade or so, and finally the pain was over for the Knicks. Now, when Tom Thibodeau stepped up and was the coach, a noticeable change was found in their defense. They were a top 3 defense in the league, and that's a key characteristic of the Thibodeau-led team. They were also first in the NBA in terms of opponents' points per game, and I say first as in allowing the least. That was at 104.7, which allowed their mediocre offense, which was in the worst 10 teams in the league, to still, put up enough for them to win games. So obviously, the old saying with defense wins championships, stands strong here. Now let's get into their offseason moves and see how they complement the roster. Now, one of the most notable things was Kemba Walker's buyout with the OKC Thunder, which then paved the way for the New York Knicks to sign him on a $8 million per year deal. I believe that's 2 years. The full details of that haven't really been made public, but he is going to be on the team for, I believe, 2 years and on a very cheap deal. Granted, he just had a buyout and he's had some injury issues. Now, he's coming off of a relatively underwhelming year at 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. That should be taken with a grain of salt, as he did have to share a lot of the ball handling duties with Jason Tatum, and also share some touches with Jaylen Brown as well. Now, the New York Knicks also brought in Evan Fournier at 4 years, $78 million as well. So that contract's very tradable. It can make up some money, and he's obviously a very valuable type of guy on the roster. He'll be able to average points in the mid to high teens as well. And in terms of creating shots, again, that's another move they made, which addresses the issue they had in the first round. Obviously, they relied probably a bit too much on Julius in that regard. And just talking about Julius quickly himself, he signed a 4-year, $117 million contract extension, which put the exclamation mark on what was a very stressful and busy offseason for the Knicks. Now, his deal will be now 5 years, $140 million, adding on to that year he had left on the deal. Now, Derrick Rose is going to be returning as well. He put up 14 points and 4 assists per game in that 6-man type of role on a 3-year, $43 million deal. And they also brought back Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel was very good in the minutes he had filling in for the injured Mitchell Robinson. He's going to be there for the next season, so the next 2 seasons, and then the Knicks will hold a team option for him as well. So a lot of people were freaking out about the 3 years, $32 million, I believe, that he got, but it'll be more like 2 years, $23 million, so a little bit more bearable in that regard. And then Alec Burks is also on a team option, and same with Derrick Rose. So Derrick Rose's final year is a team option too. So the Knicks allowed themselves some salary cap flexibility. And just a quick fun fact for you guys: Joakim Noah will still be getting paid by the team, and he's on $5.6 million, which is in the top half of the team's payroll. So he's going to be a top 50 percentile of the player's getting paid and he's not even playing anymore. But there's a quick fun fact for you guys. Now, let's look at the depth chart. So point guard, they'll have Kemba. Shooting guard, they'll have RJ. Small forward, they'll have Evan Fournier. Julius Randle will be at the 4. And they have the big man down low in the center spot and Mitch Robinson. And then Rose, Burks, Bacon, Knox, Nerlens Noel, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, and Taj Gibson make up the bench. So I believe that the Knicks took one step further this offseason by adding some more, I guess, quote-unquote star power and more, playmaking, addressing a key issue they had in the Atlanta Hawks series. And I believe that they filled out the bench to to fulfill what they need, and they have a lot of depth in many positions. I think that the Knicks will be back in the playoffs next year. Now, whether that's the 5th seed, the 4th seed, or the 7th seed, I don't know, but I thought it would be pretty safe to say that the Knicks will be back in the playoffs next year. Now I want to hear what you guys have to think. Am I being too light on the Knicks, or do you think they'll be back too? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And that's it for the video, guys. Peace out.